morning, it's morning, right? It's morning.
This
I can say good
at.
morning. Yeah, I'm getting thumbs up from everybody. Coming from the West Coast to the East Coast, my time zone, I don't even know what time it is. But welcome to America's Voice live coverage from CPAC 2019. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here with Tim Huelskamp. He's the president of Heartland Institute, based in Chicago, operating in all 50 states. Tell us a little bit about Heartland Institute.
Well, we are a free market think tank, and we think free markets always work better than big government, and we fight for free market principles in every state legislature here in Washington, D.C., and sometimes internationally as well, because the message of freedom is often drowned out by big government, and we are the counterweight to those that believe in elites making decisions about our lives.
Yep. Okay, so speaking of big government, a freshman representative, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has come up with what she thinks is a brilliant idea for America, the Green New Deal. Let me count the ways it is bad for America, but I'll let you enumerate those.
Well, it's not new. It's old. It's as old as probably mankind, and that's the idea that somehow elites in some far-off capital, as Ronald Reagan would put it, need to control and make decisions about our lives. But she starts with green because that's the latest craze that somehow the world's going to end in 9 years. I mean, she's a doomsdayer.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. The science is not there. Just because the UN and Al Gore 30 years ago claimed the world would end long before now, she's using that as a launch pad to promote socialism through America. I'm not surprised that the whole Democrat Party has taken this on. I mean, Bernie Sanders literally won the primary in 2016. It was stolen from him by the elites, but now every major Democrat candidate that I know of is signing on to socialism. And I'm bring it on. I'd love to have the debate over big government and freedom. At the end of the day, we don't have a man-made climate crisis, and Heartland Institute has been promoting and working against that for years. We've got 5,000 pages of scientific evidence. I got a new book coming out as well, and but she is using that claim to actually take over every sector of our economy. And I believe in the American people. At the end of the day, they're going to say, oh no, we don't want to do that. Even as bad as Republican messengers are in Washington, D.C., talking about free enterprise versus big government, and they participate in making the problem worse in many cases. At the end of the day, Donald Trump has found an issue that's exposed the left, and thanks to AOC, it's going to help in 2020.
I mean, Al Gore had us all terrified that we were running out of polar bears, right? And now they say, and I don't know if you saw this confrontation between the teenage activist and Dianne Feinstein in my state of California. And I have to admit, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Dianne Feinstein in some areas because she tends to be tougher on foreign policy than most of her Democrat comrades.
Sure.
And then in this instance, in this exchange with these kids, she basically was like, come on, you don't even know what you're talking about. And those kids were being used as, props by their activist mommies. But it seems to me that there is this growing divide among Democrats because you do have the AOCs, the Rashida Tlaib, the Bernie Sanders of the Democrats who are moving so far left. I mean, I live on the Pacific coast and I can't even see them off the coast past Catalina Island.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you've got this divide between people like Dianne Feinstein, and I would argue in some areas Nancy Pelosi, who are senior Democrats and they have been in this game for a long time, and they see that shift going left, and I think it scares the bejesus out of them.
Well, I think I don't really think it's much of a shift. It's actually exposing to where they want to go and how quickly they want to get there. Please don't tell everybody in America that we want to mandate union membership. We know they want that.
Right.
But the idea they want to take over every individual person's home, apartment, and have a federal government inspect them and say, are you green enough for Alexandria? Do they want racial justice under the umbrella of climate change? Everything they've ever wanted is wrapped up in this one beautiful package for those of us who believe in free enterprise. So I think Pelosi is saying, please don't expose us now. We're not ready to get there. So Obamacare is not quite single payer, but heck, they can't
really
get there.
close.
But they want to take over everything. And on healthcare is a great example where they've literally taken over and destroyed our entire healthcare system.
Yeah.
And the idea somehow they can make it worse. They could make it worse, but we can make it so much better. So in a way, I think that's where they want to go. But you have this 29-year-old bartender has decided, no, we are going to push and go much further than the American people want to go, which is why I think it's a real electoral gift for Republicans.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think the veil has just been lifted to reveal a very, very ugly side of American politics and a place where we do not want to go. So Thank you so much for joining us, Tim Huelskamp.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you so much, and we'll be right back here on America's Voice. Stay with us.